A researcher at the University of Miami wanted to see how much white people value meritocracy, and they were specifically looking at college admissions and how white people feel about meritocracy if the majority of students that are getting admitted are white versus the majority of students getting admitted are Asian.
So hold on a second. Now, I know the results of this because white people, ever since I've been alive, have been saying that they are against affirmative action because they believe that you don't judge somebody by the color of their skin. They believe in Martin Luther King Jr., okay? I'm going to judge them by the content of their character, the content of their test scores, and meritocracy. That's got to be the answer that they found out in this study.
Well, Cenk, you might be a little surprised by the results. Let me read them to you. So after learning whites made up a majority of students at a school, half the study's participants were asked to evaluate the importance of academic achievement when they were assessing university applicants. The participants related that universities should place high value on an applicant's standardized test scores and class rank. Other study participants were told that Asian Americans are disproportionately admitted to the school. These participants related that less weight should be placed on an applicant's academics. So all of a sudden, if there are more Asians in the school, it's like, oh yeah, we like meritocracy when it benefits us, but not Asians. So let's switch things up a little bit.
No, that's awesome. You didn't even have to tell them that the Asians did better. They assumed it, right? They're like, well, if the school is majority Asian, well, they must have done better on the test. Well, you know what, the test, I mean, did we say tests? I mean, I didn't mean scores on tests. Obviously, the Asians are going to do better than that. I meant something else. I meant like maybe just put white people in the school. No, and by the way, it works out in real life. I mean, California got rid of affirmative action, and it was white people who did that. They're like, yes, okay, no more, blacks taking our spots and Latinos taking our spots. You're right. The Asians took them all. So now if you go to the best schools in California that are public schools, white people, it was nice knowing you, okay? It's an overwhelming number of Asians. Why? Because they're doing it on test scores. And they're outworking you. And it's not a racial thing, of course not, right? It's mainly an immigrant work ethic. Africans that are recent immigrants to the country do better. Eastern Europeans who by the way are white, who are recent immigrants to the country do much better, and the list goes on and on. It's a matter of motivation.
Yeah, your parents come to this country, they leave everything behind for better opportunities. If you're not taking advantage of those better opportunities, you're gonna get your ass beat. At least that's what I experienced when I was a kid. So that's why you see that type of mentality among immigrant parents.
So I wanna be clear on this. I'm against affirmative action because I'm afraid that it continues to stigmatize races. So anytime a black person is successful, they say, oh yeah, affirmative action. I mean, Justice Sotomayor, great example, went to Princeton, excelled at Princeton, and when she's nominated for the Supreme Court, what does Rush Limbaugh say? Oh yeah, she's Latino. Yeah, that's because she's Latina, they let her into Princeton. They've been saying about President Obama. It drives me crazy. I think it's a bad idea. It entrenches those old stereotypes. Now, I think that you can do it based on income, you can do it based on different things, and bring more justice and opportunity to everybody else. But what's funny is the results of this study. For all the people who argued all that time, look, all we care about is that meritocracy. All of a sudden, when you flip it on their ass, and then they're not getting into the school, well, did we say affirmative action is so bad? And because it turned out in real life, affirmative action had been protecting white people more than anyone else.